before that? Yan, yan.
Let us all settle down. We will now start the program. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Miss Ricaling Perlas,
And I'm Sir Jim Lubrico.
your MCs for this school year's Avid at Anyag.
Ayan. Like what I've said, no, chill hosting lang tayo this afternoon. Let's free our minds sa defense, progress, creative pitch, earth sigh, no? And let's enjoy because this is our first recital and exhibitions for ADT 11 and 12 for the academic year 2022 and 2023.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Sir Jim. Now, before we begin our program, we would like to invite everyone to stand. Okay, stand po tayo for our opening prayer. And of course, it is to be led by Teatro Lasaliano, followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Let's all remember that we are in the most holy presence of God. You may take your seats.
There is a community of the Spirit,
Join it and feel the delight
of walking in the noisy street.
and being the noise.
Drink all your passion and be a disgrace.
Close both eyes to see with the other eye.
Open your hands if you want to be held.
Such beautiful words from the poet room. We wanted to share it with you, our dear guest, our beloved ADT students, because we believe it embodies the heart of this program.
That's right, Sir Jim. We are happy to be joined here today as one community of Filipino artists, and like the poem says, a community of the Spirit.
After almost 3 years of moving to the online setup, we are happy to see this enduring creative spirit burn even brighter.
Here at ADT, we continuously aim to build a nurturing environment where the talents of our students flourish.
For months, our ADT students have worked tirelessly to hone their skills and craft. So this morning, this stage, this hall will be their space to show us how they've listened and responded to the beautiful noise of life and of humanity.
Today, we witness our young artists be the noise themselves. We invite you to feel and delight in the sublime performances and artwork of our students.
To further ignite our passions, we would like to call on one of the leaders of this community of artists, the chair of the Arts and Design Track Department, ang ating inang magenta, Miss Daryl Gadina. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ricaline and Sir Jim, now for giving me the opportunity to once again talk to our community in the Arts and Design Track Department. So to our dear students, our faculty members, parents, and our dear guests for today, we'd like to welcome you again, face to face, in our exhibit, Avid and Anyag. For this academic year, we gladly open the halls of our theater for us to witness the performances of our Arts and Design Track students and the exhibitions of our Arts Production Strand students. The performing arts students of our department will be showcasing the talents that they have prepared in their particular courses in the workshop classes that we handle. So we hope that everyone would once again embrace the opportunity to be all together as a family in one theater, engrossed with the love for the arts, and once again to be along with the members of the community with the same passion as theirs. This afternoon, we would also be opening the exhibits of our Arts Production Strand students. We are also hoping that you would invite your friends along with our college students at the university to also witness the craft that we try to hone in our workshop classes. Now, the name of our course is pretty long, so you have integrating elements and principles of the different arts and applications. And you also have your apprenticeship and explorations in the performing arts and arts production. Pretty long, right? So we usually call them as IEPDAP. No, I was once told by our former academic coordinator, Sir Engelbert Talunton, that one of the easiest ways to get to know the course is to sing the anthem of ABS-CBN because it's pretty long. No?
Can you hear me, Gabo?
Diba? So, if you know the jingle of ABS-CBN, la 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 la, that's how we got acquainted with IEPDAA. And then that's how it started. No, and then we got to remember, okay, so that's how we call the course. And then eventually, we also call the course Apprenticeship and Explorations as APEX. Again, pretty long. So the history of coming in one theater, in one exhibit, to learn about our students, their works and their passions in different art genres has been a practice of the department since the beginning of its birth in DLSU. So this afternoon, we are glad to once again welcome everybody to the halls again of this theater for us to witness the labors of the hard work of our students. So we are very much happy to welcome this event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our students for Avid and Anyag.
Ayan, thank you, Miss Daryl, for those inspiring words, ano? I'm sure everyone's even more excited about the program that we prepared. Now, before we continue any further, I would also like to acknowledge our ADT faculty members here right now. So I guess let us give them a round of applause. And as well as our former ADT students that visited us today. Ayan, so isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat.
Ayan, very correct, Ms. Rika. To kick us off, we begin our program with a recorded talk from a resource speaker.
I'm sure all our ADT students have learned a lot from our mentors. But it is vital to learn from the expertise of other practitioners.
To introduce our speaker, may we call on one of our ADT mentors, Mr. Gabo Tolentino.
Okay. Let me introduce Sir David. He is a set designer and a lighting designer. He was the resident designer and technical director of Dulaang UP, Aguilon Vima and Altera Pars Theater in Athens. As set designer, he has worked for various international and international theater companies. Also designs sets for ballet, dance, concerts, and pageants, and exhibitions. Notable works include Ballet Philippines' Firebird, Tanghalang Pilipinos Ang Pag-uusig, Coriolano and Katsuri, the Dante Project under the Mellon Foundation and Notre Dame University, Tulaang UP's Fathers and Sons, The Dressing Room and Ang Nawalang Kapatid, Foguang Shan's Siddhartha, and Black Box Productions' Mula sa Buwan and Dekada 70, and Repertory Philippines' Stage Kiss. From 2016 to 2019, was part of the design team and headed the renovation of the stage of the Metropolitan Theater. In 2016, he was awarded as the most productive artist of the University of the Philippines. He was the property and scenic designer of the 2019 SEA Games opening, and also designs museums and galleries. He is the head designer and curator of the Tawid Gallery in Shambhala, Silang, and the Clock Tower Museum in Manila. Recently, he directed the Festival of Lights at the Ayala Triangle Gardens. His work for Teatro Mulat's Principe Bahaghari won the Best Production Design at the International Good Theater Festival for Young Audiences 2022. Students, let me introduce to you my teacher, Sir David.
Hello, everyone. Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, great. Okay. Am I clear? Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Am I clear? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm glad that you're there and having a series of lectures. Gabo was a student of mine. He was a very good student, one of my top students. Okay. What I'm going to talk about today is the process of design. Actually, my process in how I go through design, the joy of design, and how stage design, lighting, and stage design has prompted a fruitful career and has showed me so many parts of the world, and then has uh, given me work not just in the theater but in various fields as well. Right now, I am here at the CCP, working with an international company for an opera. Okay. May I share my screen? Share screen. Okay. Can anyone see the screen? Yeah? Can you see this? Okay, great. Okay, set design. Form follows function. For me, it is very important that what you put on stage first is functional. What does that mean? It is functional in terms of what the director needs, what the actor needs, what the dancer needs. It is very important that, especially like me, I started in university theater, where budget is a very big hindrance. But it is also a challenge for the imagination. Budget is also a challenge to the imagination. For example, um, what one can do with a few hundred pesos, what one can do with a few thousand pesos, versus an unlimited budget. And it has honed me, it has trained me, and many others like Gabo, like Mr. Tolentino, to think outside the box, to challenge oneself in how to interact, in how to communicate. Because design really is communication. It is a form of communication. It is how you want the audience to perceive, to understand what you want to say through design, either through costume, through lighting, through stage, through set. That's why for me, this is very important, that form follows function. It has to be functional. It has to work first and foremost for the actors, for the directors, for the dancers, and then the form follows after. What do you want to put? Do you want to put this color or that color? Do you want to put a red door or a pink door or whatever? Okay, all those things follow. The first things that are important has to be there first, and that is what has guided me through my design process. The following slides are wait, hold on. are is what I go through as a designer. It is very important that I understand how to work with other people. It is very important how I communicate with other people, because theater and design is not a one-man show. I work with other people. I work with the director. I work with other designers, like the lighting designer, the costume designer, the sound designer, and sometimes the video designer. It is very important that you know how to collaborate with other people. And collaboration also means communication. How you communicate yourself, how you communicate yourself through design. There. Of course, if you have a director, it is very important that you understand the concept of the director. You understand the vision of the project. And if you do not understand that, then there's a problem. Because for me, it is not just the script that pushes the production, that gives you that vision, that concept, and that that you want to push, that you want to go through, that you want to have the audience that that you want the audience to understand. The director is also important in what the vision is, the concept is, and yeah, and also you need to work with other production staff and technical staff. You have the production manager, the stage manager, the technical director. You have a master carpenter. Me, I work closely with the master carpenter or the welder and the technical director. The team in charge, I work closely with all of them. And then, of course, you have the master electrician, the audio engineer, the props master, the costumer, and the stager. And all these staff and technicians are very important. When you watch a show, even if it's a one-man show, you have one character on stage. Behind that is a multitude of things and a multitude of characters that work behind that show, and all of these are important. Areas of technical theater, design-wise, okay, we have scenery, the lighting, property, the costume, sound, and the video. Of course, there are other technical aspects. You have production manager, you have the stage managers, and all that. As a set designer, all the scenery, the furniture, and the props, the audience sees at the start of a production of a play makes up the set design. Everything, okay, everything that concerns whatever the audience sees on stage is part of the set design. My job, the designer's job, is to design these physical surroundings in which the action will take place. As a designer, I have a guide, like the Bible, that I always follow, always, no question. Of course, I read the script. Sometimes I read it once, sometimes I read it 10 times, sometimes 20 times. It depends on the script. It's not it's not even a question if the script is hard to understand. Sometimes even easy script I need to read again and again and again, just to understand what I want to say, just to understand what I want the audience to perceive through the vision of the director. So I read the script. I attend all artistic meetings. An artistic meeting is when all members of the artistic staff meet, props, costume, director, video, everyone. And then I make studies and sketches. And I attend rehearsals. It's very important that you attend rehearsals. It's really diligent work, hard work, but it's fun if you love it. I make a model or a maquette. All these you'll see later in the lecture. I make construction plans. I attend the set construction. I attend ingress. Ingress is when you put the set on stage and set up. I attend technical dress rehearsals. That is the rehearsal before the show, when everything, all the technical aspects are there. Okay. A set should, in my point of view, suggest the style and tone of the whole production. When you enter a theater, it is the first thing that you see. It is the first thing that you feel, right? Not any other thing. That is the first thing that you see. Okay, and that sets the tone, that sets the style of what you will expect as an audience, and that is very important. It creates mood and atmosphere. It gives clues to the specific time and place of the action. Kung medyo dark or medyo gabi or kung mapuno ba yan, mag-iisip ka as an audience. It helps you. It helps you. It helps the story. It helps push the story. It is not the story, but it helps push the story. It is not the binda, let's say, of the story, because the storytellers are that. No? Yun yung trabaho ng actors. They are the storytellers. But it pushes the story. It helps the actors push the story. It helps the actors make the audience understand the story more. And if your set or if your costume or your sound does not do that, then there's a problem, and then maybe it's not needed. Okay, if it's an extension of the story, it is not the story, and you have to remember that. It offers creative possibilities for the moving of actors and blocking, and it helps create meaning and complete the story of the play. The process. This is the general process, but this always guides me. I analyze the script, sino the actors, ano nangyari, what happens, what is the conflict, etc., etc. And then I do my research. I do not research about how the play was made before. I research on when it was written, who wrote it, what is the basis of the character, because it gives me a fresh start, a fresh look on a play. Even if the play was done so many times before, it gives me a fresh look. I do not look at other pegs. No, this is the peg of this play. This is the peg of that play. I don't do that. I as much as possible, I research on my own. I read books. I read dated facts, dated stories. Other plays the playwright has written, etc. Experimentation. I experiment with material. I experiment with sketches. I experiment with concepts. Okay, and then I create a design concept based on the play, based on my understanding, and based on what the director wants. Yan. Madami to eh. I analyze the script, time, setting, character, etc. Dramaturgy are historical references, people, political references, time, geographical reference, architectural reference. Lahat yan tinitingnan ko. When was play written? Why did the characters react that way? Ano yung nangyayari sa environment? Ano nangyayari sa era na yon? Why they reacted such? And that is important for me. Because sometimes I do not design based on what the play says. Sometimes I design on what a character says, on how a character is. It's different all the time. That's why it's exciting. That's why even if it's very tiring, even if I do not sleep right every day, I go back again and again and again because it's for me it's very exciting. It's always different every time. For me, the use of space is very important. Either it's symmetry or symmetry, sight line is very important. You, for example, you're in an auditorium. The things that the people see at the center are different from what the people see from the sides, right? So it is very important that as a designer, you treat every angle important. You treat every angle religiously as you treat every other angle. So if you have an audience at the center who understands the play from the center, has to be in a way the same, kahit nandun ka sa gilid. Of course, the experience is different, but we mustn't shortchange. We mustn't shortchange dahil yung audience nagbayad lang ng 500 at yung audience nagbayad lang ng 50 pesos. You know, audience yan, tinatangkilik nila yung work mo, and part of being grateful and responsible is to have them understand what you want to say. Okay, a setting, time that the play is set, and the actual theater space. As a designer, it's also important for me to know the actual theater space, of course. Before designing a play, you go to the space, you go feel the space, you go see the sight lines of the space, because it's the space itself has a big say in the final design. For example, you're going to design something about poverty, okay? And then the theater space is there at Soler. So that jarring difference, that irony is can be on your side or can be against you, right? So that itself is very important. And then as you go through life, as you go through experiences, designing, you put your own stamp on the design. Not that, for example, there's a design of play one and play two and play three. That's a that is design because it has this, that. No. What I mean is, because through experience, you already have a process of how to go through a design. Alam mo na kung paano ka mag-research, alam mo na kung paano ka gumawa ng studies. That is the stamp that I'm talking about. Not because may pirma mo siya. Not because, ay itong play A, kamukha ng play B, ay is design. Not because of that. Because through experience, you develop how you work design. Through experience, you develop not the easiest, not the most convenient, but your own way of tackling a design. Like tackling a problem, like how to answer problems. Lahat tayo, iba-iba yung ways natin how to answer a problem, right? May iba-iba tayong style how to answer a problem. Style A doesn't work with person one. Style B works with person two, vice versa. Ganun lang. Okay. As tools, marami tayong tools na pwedeng gamitin. Generally, what I want to say in this section, pag designer ka or, you know, or an actor or a director or a technician or a painter or whatever, the important thing is that you communicate what you want to say. It is very important that the audience will understand what you want to say, and or your director will understand what you want to say. That is very important. So whatever tool that you use and that works for you is good. Me, I have many things. I draw. I use many things. I draw. I use the computer. I draw. I make maquettes or models. I collect pieces of garbage just to you know, I go through length just to have my director understand what I want to say, just to have the audience understand what they want to say. And that is very important, that you know yourself enough how to communicate. That is very important, because if you do not know how to communicate, then your design, your work will not push through. Okay, will not help the actors, will not help the production. It is very important that you know and you understand yourself enough that you can communicate. That is a basic tool that one must have to be a designer, to be a set designer. You do not need to be a good painter. You do not need to draw well. In fact, I know many designers who do not even know how to draw, but they can communicate what they think. They can communicate their design. Either they use magazines, either they cut images and make a collage, anything. They use paper clips, they use tape, whatever that they can use to communicate is very important. You do not need to know how to draw very well. You do not even need to know how to draw, okay? Communication really is very important. Wait, that's different. Let's lalagpasan natin ito. This is very technical. I use a visual diary. The first time I read the script, I cut the script into pieces. I write act 1, act 2, what happens here, what happens there. Very, very, very rough. Okay? And then sometimes it helps. Ito for me lang to, I do not show this to the director. This is a process I do for myself. What does Act 1 remind me of? And then I look at images, kakat ko sila, didikit ko sa paper. Sometimes, a rock reminds me of a scene, and then pupulot ako ng bato, I put it there. I take a picture of it, lalagay ko lang doon. Just something that reminds me of the feeling that I had while reading the script. This is more for me than for anyone else. For example, Act 1, Scene 2 reminds me of old chandeliers, of old lamps, of old letters, of a song. So lalagay ko lang lahat yan. Act 1, Scene 3 reminds me of this, of a torn letter, of darkness, of moonlight, of sunlight, whatever, of war. So didikit ko lang lahat yan. No? So when I go back, when I go through this visual diary, it will remind me, ito yung naramdaman ko. Maybe it is good that the audience feels this as well. Or how do I communicate this feeling to the audience? How do I communicate this strong emotion to the audience? Act 1, Scene 2 reminds me of loss, of war, of damage, of violence. So lahat yon, no? Lahat yon lalagay ko sa visual diary. It has helped me all these years. It has helped me, etc., etc., etc. And then after that, I sketch. I make designs based on architectural references, based on characters, based on the things that I felt, based on emotional things, actual things, physical things. And then, of course, I show it to the director makes notes, I make notes, etc. And then, going through all that will guide me, or will guide you as a designer to go to the final version of the work, to the final version of what you want to say. So from this, basically just images to this, to that, and that. Tapos yung final na, the final design. So it's really a process. And minsan the process takes a long, long time. Sometimes weeks, sometimes days, sometimes months. Okay? It's very tedious. Dapat masipag ka, dapat hindi ka. Sometimes bumibigay din ako yung emotionally, physically, mentally, makapagod ka. But what I do is I just reread the script. I go back to what my teachers tell me. Na this is not about you. This is not about your ego. This is about the work. This is about the collaborative work. This is about telling a story. And that puts me back. That gives me strength. That gives me the will to work on it again. Because if I just, if I let my ego, bakit hindi pa rin ito approved? Bakit hindi pa siya maganda? Bakit? If I cannot go back and look at my work and laugh at it, and then it's nothing. It's for nothing. For me as a designer, it is very important that I can look afar, look away, look at an audience at my work, and laugh. Ay, malito. Ay, bakit ko ginawa yun? Ay, malito. Ay, pangit to. It is very important. It is very important that you learn not just from others, but yourself, that you get to critique your own work. Not by undermining other critics, not by undermining other people, because it's an art form. No, pinakawalan mo yan, like poetry. Pinakawalan mo yan sa mundo, and then of course other people will judge it, and that's okay. Because in the end, it's not about you. It's about your work. It's about a collaborative work, but it's not about you. It's nothing personal. So it is very important at a young age, that you can take a walk back, a step back, look at the work, look at your work. Either if it's a song or a poetry or technical stuff or a painting, whatever. Take a step back, look at it, look at the faults, and take it lightly and laugh at yourself, laugh at your mistakes. Um, Remember, it is not about you. It is not about your ego. It's about bigger, collaborative, an important work to communicate an emotion, to communicate a feeling, to communicate a very important message to the world. And if you yourself cannot laugh at yourself, then we have a problem, right? So yun. And that takes time, no? Nung mga unang times na syempre ma-hurt ka, magsasabi yung iba tungkol sa work mo. Of course it hurts. No? Huwag na tayo magtulahan. Of course it hurts. But it really takes time to learn na it's not about you. It's really not about you. And if at a young age you put that in your mind and in your heart, then you'll go a long way. I promise. Promise. No, really. It's important that you can laugh at yourself, you can laugh at your work, and you can have other people laugh at your work. It's important. This is another work. This is no introduction. Mr. Tolentino said that I won an international award, and this is that. It's a little print. Yun lang. Sige, that. It won 2022 Best Production. There. Yun siya. And it has puppetry, projection, video projection. I did the set and lighting. There. Yeah. So as a designer, I make preliminary sketches. Remember this because sometimes I make a preliminary sketch and yun na siya, na-approve na at nagawa na. Remember this sketch because we'll go through images later that are connected to this sketch. Yung makita yung actual set, makita niyo yung model, etc., etc. And then there are some sets that take so long to be approved. This, for example, I was quite happy with the first study. And yet, umabot pa ako ng parang 10 studies, 15, 20 studies. Yan. Then finally, ito yung na-approved. Tapos yung actual pa niyan, hindi pa yan yung nangyari. So many things. Theater is very alive. This is an example na unang sketch ko na-approved na. It's a dance. Ito din, one of the last productions of my dear friend and mentor, Tony Mabesa. One of his last productions. Yun. May mga work ako with him na pag-drawing ko, wala. Aabot pa ako ng isang linggo bago na drawings na like this one na approved agad. And it depends not on your intellect, no? Huwag mong sisihin sarili mo. It depends on your understanding maybe of the play. Because remember, the theater is collaborative. Hindi naman ikaw yung director right? Hindi naman pareho yung utak nyo. So, kasama dun sa process mo, yung maintindihan mo siya. Kasama sa process mo, maintindihan yung play. Kasama sa process mo, maintindihan yung sarili mo. And that, I think, is the hardest part that you understand yourself, right? So, there. Because nag-iiba tayo I mean, a minute ago I want coffee, next minute I don't want coffee anymore. So I think the hardest part is understanding yourself, right? So ganon, nag-iiba talaga. It's dynamic, it's fun, and it's exciting. This is the work I did for my student, thesis production. This is one of my first works as a designer for the LAM-UP. Ito na yung kung ito, mga sketches, ito na yung final sketches. No? And then after the final sketch, I make plans. Ground plans are very important. Yan yung bibigay nyo sa director para makikita ng director saan ba dadaan yung mga artista ko, saan ba exit, saan ba enter. And then I make technical plans para madaling maintindihan ng gagawa ng set. For this play, I had my students in UP build the whole set, and that was a lot of fun. Mamaya makikita niyo si Sir Gabo and maybe Sir RV working on them. And then I make 3D rendering, and then I make the scale model. Okay. And there, that's me and my students working on the set. So, kukunan ko siya in many angles. I print, I draw, tapos yung mga erasure, yung mga pagbabago, magagawa mo agad on paper. Kasi naman nagawa mo na yung set dun sa pamag-iiba, right? I've worked with other people like that. Na ayaw nila makita on plan, na ayaw nila makita sa model. Gusto nila nakatayo na yung set. Tapos pag nakatayo na yung set, doon pa nila iibahin. And that's not a practical way to do it. That sayang yung oras, sayang yung araw nyo, etc. So ako, as much as possible, nasa paper pa lang yung mga these are just a series of plans. Ayan. That's a three-dimensional model of a sketch I showed you earlier. Tapos mamaya makikita niyo yung actual show. And that's me many years ago, I think 15 years ago, when I was still working as a professional set and lighting designer in Greece, in Athens. I was there for 5 years. Yeah, that's me working on models. As much as possible, yung model na gagawin nyo ka na ng set, no? So you can play with materials, you can, yan, for example, yan, mukhang totoo, right? Yan. Yan. Scale model lang yan. And it's really fun. It's quite fun. Parang dollhouse. No? It's fun kasi at paglalaroan mo siya, makikita mo yung effect ng light sa kanya, makikita mo, maaayos mo yung ayaw, may ilawan mo siya. At lahat yan, lahat ng miniatures na to, naging actual set, and as you'll see later. This is my first, no, maybe my second ballet for Ballet Philippines, this Firebird. Yan yung kanina, pinapakita ko sa inyo yung drawing. Drawing pa lang, na-approve na. This is pag-uusip. Okay? At the CCP, important that you go to the set construction. Kasi baka may final ka pang correction. Ay, wag ganyan. Ay, wag ganito. Or ayusin mo pa yung angle ng stage mo sa theater. These are former students in UP, and that's me working on the set. Isa pa palang yun, maybe I was a step ahead for me that I know how to construct. Ewan ko, it just came easy for me na marunong ako mag-construct, marunong ako mag-martilyo, mag-paint, etc. Yeah, and these are former students who are now professionals in their chosen field. And you see, if you have right plans, even if these are non-professional, at that time, they are students, kung clear yung plans mo and you know how to guide them, they can build a whole set. Look at that. My students build that. College students, 16 to 20 years old students. That's the CCP. Yan na yung actual set kanina. This is in UP. This is Greece. I did the set and the lighting design. There. Yan yung kinakart ko kanina, if you remember. This is collection. This may be Mr. Gabo Tolentino's first year in UP. And it was tama ba? Lots of work. but it's fun. So I showed this this picture because the Guerrero Theater in UP is a very small theater. No? It doesn't have space at the stage. Walang wing space. Wala siyang batten for a fly space. Nothing. So as students, we had to think of ways to have this, for example, be this in 10 seconds. So yun yung isa sa mga challenges that hone our imagination as students and as practitioners. As a designer, I in the university, I also understand how to make a budget work. So kung kailangan ng puno, then I need to, experiment with many materials para ma-produce ko yung puno with minimal budget. Right? So, yan, mukha siyang mahal, but really it's paper mache and paint and all that, to create magic. This is Nawalang Kapatid. This has slightly a bigger budget than the other productions, because we didn't have to pay professional actors. These are all professional students, and students made the set as well. This is a thesis production, one of my favorite productions done by students. And times you get to design a production that has really zero budget, but it is important that your concept is clear. This, for example, this play is it's a Greek play, and it was done sa UP kasi meron kaming place that we always eat in. It's a canteen that burned down, and then simultaneously we're doing a play, working on a play, and in a way everything falls apart, everything burns and all that. So space, we try to get the feeling of the place, and we use scraps from the place. So yeah, and came up with this, and I think it quite worked. It really has zero budget almost, but it worked. This is a children's play. I'm showing this because it looks like a window, it looks like a piece, but actually it is paper. It is paper. I sprayed some glue on it, and it looks like a piece. So there are many things that will help you keep the budget at a minimum. This is a play I did in Chicago. Ganun din, nag-recycle ako ng paper. This is, I think, 400 years of a writer. I forgot his name. But yeah, wait lang. Mr. Gabo is texting me. Oh, okay, last 10 minutes. Okay, Gabo, last 10 minutes. I'm just showing you many photos of production. Ayan si Gabo, that is Mr. Gabo Tolentino there. This is his thesis production, I think. This is a puppet show, with the late national artist, Amelia La Peña Bonifacio. This is one of the first versions of Mula sa Buwan, before it became the hit that it is. Well, noon pa lang ang hit na siya, but now it's a big production. Okay. I'm just showing you pictures of the productions I've done through the years. Now, this is in New York. This particular production is very close to my heart because we had to travel with our set, and we didn't have with others. In fact,
Okay, so while we are fixing some technical difficulties, so medyo kukulitin muna namin ni Sir Jim ang ating crowd, di ba? Okay, so let us wait first for Sir Jim. Ayan, so okay pa ba kayo? Sige nga, patingin nga. I would like to hear you guys
Mic test.
clap 3 times. Ready? Clap 3 times po. Ready? Go! Very good. So medyo gising pa kahit paano. So
Mic test.
while we are fixing our technical difficulties at the moment, Sir Jim, pwede tayo mag-ikot
Show.
sa ating
Ayan, may
mga
pa-clap 3 times.
crowd.
Very Zoom meeting. Ayan, sige. Before tayo
I also
no?
work
Ayan na.
here and abroad. I also
Okay. So let us resume na pala. Andyan na
Okay,
siya.
resume.
So let us wait for our visuals. Thank you.
I for the SEA Games 2019. Ayun. What I want to say and show you is that if you love your work, no, if you really love what you do, then you'll go a long way. Tapos na yung mga panahon na sinasabi ng parents niyo, walang pera sa theater, kukuha sa theater. Come from a rich family, in fact I was doing, and my siblings as well. And it's not that I did love it right away. Through the process, through time, no, minahal ko siya ng gusto, and I respected my work. And I believe that really respect the work, not the other way around. No? You need to put time and effort and love and diligence and hard work for it to respect you back. And it has worked for me. That process has worked for me. And I hope it works for you as well. Ako, nag-design ako ng museums. Ito, for example, this is installation art that I did for my class in fine art. These are installation work I did for art spaces and many other things. So yun, I think that concludes actually marami pa akong gustong sabihin, kaya lang pinapatigil na ako ng tiga po. So, there. Thank you. I hope you did get something from what I've shown you, and the things that I've said. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Wala eh.
Ayan, so thank you very much. Okay, so we are now, let's give Sir David a round of applause. Ayan, so as you have heard, Sir David, we are now on our question and answer part of the program. So Sir Jim, I guess let us find some people who would like to ask some questions.
We are now opening the floor for Q&A. So if you have questions regarding scale model, set design, it's your time to shine. ADT 12, yung may mga practical research output, scale modeling. You have questions? You have questions. The floor is open.
Okay, kahit one question lang,
Yes,
class.
kahit one question lang.
Everyone, yeah.
From the back, marami akong nakikita dito. Ayan, nagtatago.
Parang may gustong magtanong from ADT 12B from Manila.
Ay, 12B. Marami akong kilalang 12B dito. Yes, Nikki, you have question?
Ayan.
Yes,
so,
Nikki.
We have someone from 12B.
Hi girls. You have question? Ay, stand up, Nick. Stand up, Nick. Ayan, ayan. What's your question, Nick? Ay, sorry, girls.
Ayan, so what's your name first?
What's your name, Nick? Introduce muna.
I'm Nikki from ADT 12B. My question is, sir, yung research paper, ay joke lang. So, ours for the set design, how was it made po?
Okay, Sir Jim, reiterate
How much
natin yung
time?
question.
For the set design, how was it made daw, Sir Ong? Sabi ni Nikki. From ADT 12B. How was it made?
Okay, so from the question, set design, how
Yes.
is it made?
How was it made?
Very general question, Sir Jim. Pero let us have our speaker,
Yes.
Sir David, to answer the question.
Sir.
Ayan, habang nagfi-fix tayo, let's acknowledge the presence of the Director of Culture and Arts Office, Miss Glorifesa Modio. Hi, Miss Jill. You're so very maanyag today. Ayan.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Sir Jim. Let us welcome Miss Jill. Ayun. So, go na po tayo, Sir Gabo. Pa-audio po.
In short, my script, I experiment on based on the vision of the director and my understanding of the play and the vision of the director. And then I meet and collaborate with other members of the artistic team. Tapos part of that communication is showing them my drawing, showing them the maquette, showing them color that I want to use, etc. In fact, in short, communication. No, it is important that I communicate through whatever means, either through the drawing or through the maquettes that I make, what I want to say, based on the vision of the director and based on the story and the concept of the play. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Next.
yan. Thank you, Sir David, for that very wonderful answer. Now, for the synthesis of the talk of Sir David, let us have Sir FJ.
About
Alright. Ayan. Gising pa ba, ADT?
Pa-heart reacts nga. Paano? Ayan. Ayan, gising pa nga yung mga arts and design students natin. So I hope and I believe no, na sana we are able to grasp no, all the things that was mentioned by Sir Om. Yung mga ganitong pagkakataon, we learn from the experiences of practitioners talaga, design practitioners. And kita nyo naman kanina yung set design, di ba? Nakita nyo yung pagtawid from something that is yung field ng performing arts saka yung field ng visual arts. Nakita nyo yung fusion nung dalawa? Heart reacts ulit sa mga nakakita nung fusion kanina, no? Yung blending nung performing arts saka nung visual arts kanina. Nakita din natin may mga installation arts pa no, na present dun sa mga masterpieces ni Sir Om. And I believe in my heart, no, meron sa atin, may ganong thinking, may ganong creative process. And yun, gusto lang namin din i-encourage no, kayo. That's why we have this AD talakayan for you to see the interconnectivity of the fields that we have sa ADT. Kasi meron tayong kanya-kanyang streams, but then, yung discipline natin, isa lang. Ayun. So, I'm now giving back the floor to Ms. Rica and Sir Jim. Thank you very much.
Now to award Sir David with the certificate, okay, of the program. So, I guess let us first read the content of the certificate. So this certificate of our appreciation is awarded to Sir Romel Aris David for sharing his expertise to the participants of Avid, Anyag, Recital, and Exhibition. Given this 5th day of December 2022 in De La Salle University, Manila, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Fernando Lacson Jr., our academic coordinator of the ADT workshop classes, and Ms. Daryl Gadingan, the department chair of the Arts and Design track. Let's give him a round of applause.
Ayan, before we proceed to the next part of our program, there will be a short 5-minute break muna. So you can go sa CR, drink water, and then go back here. Okay? See you in
again.
5 minutes.
Yes, 5 minutes. Welcome back to Avid at Anyag. I know everyone has been anticipating this part of the program.
Ay, pero hindi pwedeng mag-move if hindi tayo mag-energy check. Alam kong tulog na kayo dyan. So, ADT, hep hep! Ay, ang hina.
Oo, parang mahina, Sir
ADT,
Jim.
hep hep! Ayan, very good. This is the most awaited part of today's program. Yung mga performances, Miss Rika.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Sir Jim, ano? So, ang
Yeah.
tagal na natin itong hinihintay.
Yes, actually, para sa mga tao na nasa entablado ngayon, vitamin C yung lightings, right? For years, Filipinos have made a mark in different fields, especially in the arts. The ADT department is proud to continue this legacy through our exceptional students from the different art strands.
Sabi nga, Sir Jim, ano, art is meant to be experienced. So, for a short time, allow our students to take you to the deepest recesses, okay, di ba? Of their creative minds.
Yan. Because our performances will be divided into 3 segments, where we will witness a variety of performances from the music, dance, theater arts, and creative writing streams.
Now, for the first half of the first segment, the stage will be graced by the performances of the music stream.
Ito paborito ko, a rendition of Ang Tangi Kong Pag-ibig and 2 Kulintang compositions.
And ito pa, our dance stream will also perform the Itik-Itik folk dance.
Truth Salad. Our theater art students from Laguna campus will face head on the Improbakbakan, hosted by our improv masters, Sir Gabo and Sir Juan.
Now, without further ado, let's enjoy the presentations of our grade 11 and grade 12 ADT students. To our students, this moment is yours.
Please welcome your improv masters, Sir Gabo and Sir Juan. Let's go! Eh. Whoa. Whoa. All right. ADT, mag-ingay! Let's go! All right. Okay, Sir Gabo, welcome to Improv Bakbakan Year 3. Ayan, dahil ito ay improv show, ang hosting din namin ay improvise. Okay, Sir Gabo, ano bang theme natin for this year's Improv Bakbakan? Yes, let's go! So, bakit ganito yung outfit natin? Okay, nailusot. Okay, very good. So, bakit tayo naka-shades? Para madilim. Para hindi makita ang audience. Alright. Are you all having a good time? Yes, as you should. Okay? Alright. So, sir? You'll say welcome. Okay. Witty? Funny? Yes. Wag mong i-explain kasi medyo namamatay yung joke, no? Improv Bakbakan! Alright, pero bago magsimula ang lahat, pakiclick ang gallery mode and please hide non-video participants. Oh. Okay. Just enjoy the show. Ayan. Alam nyo, feeling ko kaming dalawa ni Sir Gabo yung pinakamasaya na we're back face-to-face, no? Kasi previous years, ginagawa namin tong improv show na nasa tapat ng computer. And it was fun, pero you know, there's nothing more funnier dahil nakikita na natin ang live reaction ng ating audience. Okay? Without further ado, ayan, kilalanin na natin ang ating mga improv Bakbakers. Starting off with our heroes from the theater stream, Laguna Campus. Oh,
What's up to mga Laguna? Hey! 1, 2, 3. We are Triple A, here to save the day.
Ako si Alex.
At ako naman! Si!
Alin?
Woo!
Check. All right. Wow. Manila. What's happening? Okay na. Sir, who won?
wait yung mic ko.
Microphone.
Ayan. Okay.
All right.
Sobrang improv yung show.
Tawagin naman natin ngayon ang mga improv Bakbakers, the villains from Manila!
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bianca Foz.
I'm Sabella Madrid. And we're from the Manila campus.
Okay, one, two. Okay.
One, two, three, go. Wake up, Isabel and Falls coming through. Hindi magpapatalo ang mga taga Manila. Dalawa man lang kami, at least maganda. Fresh ADT students, handa na ba kayo?
Whoa! Let's go! Whoa! Let's go! Wow! Wow! Just wow!
Yes, just wow. Sir Gabo, feeling ko walang magpapatalo, no? Sa ating
Wala.
mga improv-backers.
Walang magpapatalo sa ating mga improv-backers!
Yes, once again, let's hear it from the Laguna student.
Let's go! Let's hear it from the Manila student!
Let's go! Alright, before we begin the game, Sir Gabo, let's explain first what improv-bakbakan is.
What is improv-bakbakan nga ba?
Parang ako yung una nagtanong.
Sino ba dapat mag-explain?
Okay.
Ako pala. Okay.
Okay.
Improv-bakbakan ay nanggaling po sa tinatawag natin na theater sports. Kung
Theater
saan
sports.
nagpapatagisan ng skills sa body, mind, and voice ang ating mga theater students.
Sim.
Shrimp.
Shrimp.
Yun. Ngayon, mamaya magkakaroon tayo ng botohan kung sino ang the best.
The best.
Improv-bakbaker!
Yes, let's go. So, this is what will happen. We will give our improv-backers different situations. For the first... Wait. Yung script. Alright, for the first round, we have sasabihin ko.
Gagawin mo!
Alright. So, this is the guidelines. Each group will be randomly assigned a situation, and each participant will be assigned a specific role to play. The group must be able to produce a narrative that has a beginning, middle, and end through improvisational acting. The improv performance should only last for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Is that clear?
Clear ba?
Alright, very good. So, let's start with the group 1, the heroes. Okay, so sa ating mga villains, dito muna tayo sa side. Alright, this is your situation. Situation. Student was sent... There's nothing left in the school cafeteria except rice and turon. Alright. Alex, you'll be student A. Mary, you'll be student B. And Angie, you'll be the canteen personnel. Alright? Everything clear? We'll give you 30 seconds to talk about your performance, and your 30 seconds starts now.
May 30 seconds pala sa simula. Anong gagawin natin doon?
Siguro...
Kakanta ka muna, Sir Juan.
Hindi.
Hindi? Okay.
Ayan, dahil medyo gas-gas na yung lalamunan natin.
Oo.
Pakinggan na lang natin kung ano yung pinag-uusapan.
Iniisip nila. Oo. Ano kayo iniisip nila?
Okay.
Ano iniisip niyong gagawin?
So, mag-aagawan daw sila sa turon.
Ayan na, Sir. Ready na ata?
Okay na. Alright.
Ready na, Sir!
Alright. Without further ado, let's give it up for the Laguna Theater Arts students!
Yes, ma'am. Ano po?
Ay, turon ka.
Yes, ma'am.
Turon ako nauna sa pila. Ako turon.
Turon, okay. Tapos?
Ako din ate, turon.
Tapos?
Una. Anong tapos ka? Nagturon na nga lang dito. Magtatapos ka pa?
Eh, kasi nga.
O, ay ka naman. Nag-aayos pa lang eh.
Dalawa lang kayo eh. Baka lang.
Sa akin, turon!
Ano ba?
Huwag kang galit.
Ito na nga, Turon. Tapos? Pero yung bayan, wait, you don't need Turon. Okay. I have this. Teka lang. Ayaw niyo ba ng baha?
Gulo tuloy buko.
Ayaw niyo ng baha? Ayaw niyo ng baha? Baha.
Ano yun?
Ito. Mahal ko kaya.
Kadiri! nagalit.
And time! Alright, very good! Ayan.
Very good.
So, dito na lang ako, Sir Gabo.
Very good.
Alright, very good. Okay. Anong masasabi nyo? Okay ba yung naging performance ng Laguna students?
Turon.
Alright, turon, no?
Turon
Ayan.
na lang.
Ang context po kasi,
Wala na po.
walang ibang dessert sa Laguna.
Kundi turon.
Alright. So, favorite namin ang turon. Oy, there's nothing negative about it. Favorite namin talaga ang turon.
Yun.
Okay. So, let's now go to the second group, our villain. B, you'll be the principal. Who wants to, who's student A? Sir Gabo.
Whoever. Whomever.
Oh, thank you.
Wherever. Ayan na sila. Oh.
Okay, 30 seconds. So, Sir Gabo, anong masasabi mo sa turon ng Laguna Campus?
Masarap ang turon ng Laguna Campus.
Masarap, no?
Tsaka
Anong mas
may-
masarap? Turon ng Laguna Campus o turon ng SM?
SM? Ay,
Ng
Laguna
Campus.
oo.
Ganon kasarap ang turon ng Laguna Campus. So,
Oo.
kapag bumisita kayo sa Laguna Campus, ang unang-unang gagawin nyo at hindi nyo pwedeng hindi gawin ay kumain ng turon.
Turon.
Okay.
Turon, ready na ata sila.
Alright, we are now done with your 30 seconds. Okay, your 3 minutes starts now.
Ay.
Ay, may props.
Miss La Madrid, humarap ka dito.
Ay,
Yes? Ipinatawag kita dahil nakita ng dalawang mata ko na nag-vandalize ka sa walls ng school. At ang kadiri pa, sa CR pa talaga? Are you even hygienic?
For your information, I was touching up during break, and the lipstick just suddenly went on the mirror. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Ano yun? Magic na lang? Bigla-bigla kami sinusulat? At saka ano itong nakikita ko? Meron kang sinasabing, I love you, Juan, dun sa wall.
Oh! What?
Ah,
What?
care to explain that to me?
Wala naman akong kilalang Juan. Why are you accusing me when I don't even like anyone in our school?
Eh bakit may nagsabi sa akin na isa sa mga kaibigan mo na parehas daw ng sulat mo sa sulat doon sa wall sa CR? Anong gusto mong mangyari? Mamili ka. Tatawagin ko si Juan? O magsasorry ka? At papangakuin mong hindi ka na mag-uulit?
Wala nga akong kilalang Juan!
Wag mo kong sisigawan. Principal ako dito. Kaya matuto kang rumespeto.
What's the use of being principal kung nananakaw ka naman ng mga pera ng mga estudyante?
Bakit? Bakit? Bakit?
That is against the law.
Nag-iisip ka ba? Mukha ba akong politika?
Oo! Tapos, you think that vandalizing is worse than stealing money from the pockets of children?
Oo! Dahil lahat ng perang kinukuha ko para din sa inyo yung mga estudyante. Hindi nyo alam yung sakripisyo na ginagawa ko bilang principal ng school na to. You are expelled.
and curtain! Let's go!
Let's go!
Grabe, may tarayan agad, no? Kung yung kanina may bugbugan, eto may tarayan, Sir Gabo.
Tarayan.
Ayan. So thank you very much to our Improvac backers, and that is the first round of our Improvac Bakan Year 3.
Thank you.
Ang dami mong mic.
Tawagin na natin ang ating mga hosts.
Yes, our hosts. May trabaho po tayo, no?
Nanood na lang.
Nanood na lang. Yan. Maraming salamat po, and abangan natin ang round 2 ng Improv Bakan!
Thank you, Sir Juan, for that mention. Pero continue tayo with our performances. As for our next performance, we have Catherine Manalo for the creative writing stream.
afternoon, ADT! I am Ria from the Creative Writing stream where we tackle fiction writing classes. And for today, I will be reading an excerpt from my own short story entitled My Ending. My ending is about a little girl named Anya who grew up under the pressure, the standards, and the expectations of her mother, who she's trying her best to achieve the dreams of her mother instead of her own. Anya, why do you have one mistake? Why can't you have a perfect score? Can't you do things right? I shivered in fear as my mom yelled at me in disappointment after having one mistake on my physical science test. You know that you being a failure would mean that I am a failure too, right? We wouldn't want that to happen, right, Anya? She added. I was just sitting at my study table, ready to review, when my friend called me out of the blue. Hey, Anya, are you already done with the math homework that's due tomorrow? She asked, and I froze. I didn't do it yet. The standards that I set for myself are way too high that I can't let them know that I didn't answer it yet. So I said, yeah, it was so easy. I bragged, even though I hadn't done it yet. She won't notice. Can you help me with a specific question? She asked, and I panicked. I feel my heartbeat slowly getting faster than usual and my legs trembling. Anxiety kicks in as I get stuck in a phone call. I can't say no, but I can't say yes either since I don't know the answer yet. So how am I supposed to teach her? I'm sorry. My mother's calling me. I'll help you later. I ended the call. She'll hate me and spread rumors that I'm not smart and a fake, which is true, but I don't want it to be exposed. She'll make our classmates feel like they can't approach me. They'll think I'm not smart at all. God, I was trembling in fear while whispering to myself a lot of things that I am currently overthinking about. I walked in the halls of white and blue as I made my way toward their classroom, and all I could think about while walking was, are they looking at me? Are they whispering about me? A few hours passed, and I failed my philosophy test. I can't go home, can't face my mom with the score. How did you do in the exam, Anya? For sure, you slayed as usual. Angela, my best friend from the class, approached me and asked, of course, I did great. I have a perfect score. I answered and tried to hide my cold sweats. Oh my God, congratulations. Guys, Anya has a perfect score. She announced to the class, and my panic attack tripled. No one got a perfect score. My teacher said, and my heart dropped. I saw all of them stare at me with confusion. I, once again, ran away and went straight to the road in hopes of getting home. What is this text, Anya? You failed an exam and cut classes right after? Are you really not taking me seriously? I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I shouted, and my mom's expression changed from an angry expression to sudden confusion. I always do my best, okay? But I'm tired of lying. I'm tired of living up to your standards. I'm suffocated. I can't breathe, Mom. I can't live like this anymore. I cried and broke down. Anya, She can't find the right words to say. I walked out of the house and went straight to the road. I didn't notice the truck coming. I stared into its dim lights and felt my body stop. I can't move, can't run. I just stood there and waited for it to come, waited for everything to end. I closed my eyes and whispered as the truck touched my skin. I'm finally free. I smiled with tears in my eyes and met my ending.
Good day, Lasallians! I am Mikael from ADT 11B, part of the creative writing stream. And I am about to tell you an excerpt of No Food at Home. So what is No Food at Home first? No Food at Home is about a young lad about to face the horrors of her life just because there was no food at home. So, I jogged my way downstairs. I am thankful they don't move, or else I would slip and fall. I shook my head, not wanting to visualize my thoughts. I'm just hungry. So I went inside the kitchen and opened the fridge. I froze. No. I gasped in horror at the sight of what was inside. This can't be. There's nothing to eat. So I hurriedly checked the counters and the cabinet for food. If you could see our kitchen right now, you would have thought we got robbed. Ma! No one answered. Mom! My voice echoed throughout our house, yet there was still no response from anyone. So I did the action any sitcom character does after hearing sad news. I slowly slid down the wall and then stared blankly at whatever was in front of me. It's over.
Hey, does any one of you know the term LGBTQIA+? Well, this stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, queer or questioning, and asexual. There are many people who are part of this community. and there are also many people hating them. They are the targets of widespread discrimination. This has many detrimental implications for the way of life. For instance, they are experiencing mental illness and it also affects their overall physical and spiritual well-being and the environment at school and work. The majority of LGBT people are hesitant to come out because they fear judgment and others' inability to accept them for who they really are. People are being so insensitive towards them, and this needs to stop. Discrimination needs to stop.
Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Give yourself prudence and love your friends. Subway can rejoice in truth. In the religion of the insecure, I must be myself, respect my youth. A different love is not sin, but be capital H. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Whether you're broke or evergreen, you're black, white, beige, chola descent, you're Lebanese, you're Orient. Whether life's disabilities left you outcast for leader teased, rejoice and love yourself today, cause baby, you were born this way. Lesbian, gender, life on the right track. Baby, I was born to survive. No matter black, white, or beige, chola or Orient me, I'm on the right track. Baby, I was born to be brave.
What I wanted was to fall asleep. Close my eyes and disappear. Like a petal on a stream, a feather on the air. Lily white and poppy red, I trembled when he laid me out. You won't feel a thing, he said, when you go down. Nothing gonna wake you now. Dreams are sweet until they're not. Men are kind until they aren't. Flowers bloom until they rot and fall apart. Is anybody listening? I open my mouth and nothing comes out. Nothing can wake me now. Flowers, I remember fields of flowers, soft beneath my heels, walking in the sun. I remember someone by my side, turn his face to mine, and then I turned away into the shade. The one I left behind. If you ever walk this way, come and find me lying in the bed I'm in.
Ayan, nakakaloka ang first segment from folk dance to sabunutan
Yes,
to Born
tama ka,
This
Sir
Way.
Jim. Ayan.
Let's give our first batch of performers a round of applause, please. Ayan.
Now, of course, it is true that we are nothing in the presence of an amazing performance.
For the second half of the first segment, our creative writing students will read us their original fiction pieces.
Our music students and theater arts students will perform musical numbers, and dance students will present an original choreographed piece.
Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Nais malaman, sinta, bakit ang ikaw minamahal?
Ikaw lang ang tunay at siyang dahilan ng aking kaligayahan.
Minamahal,
Minamahal
kita.
mahal kita.
Pagsinta ay di mag-iiba.
Hindi mag-iiba.
Hindi mo ba nadarama, sinta? Bawat kilos ko'y pangarap ka. Minamahal, kita.
Mahal kita.
At nasa iyo ang tanging pag-asa. Asahan mo,
dalangin ko tuwing na minamahal.
tanging minamahal kita. Tunay minamahal,
Minamahal
kita.
mahal kita.
Pagsinta ay di mag-iiba.
Hindi mag-iiba.
Hindi mo ba nadarama, sinta? Bawat kilos ko'y pangarap ka. Minamahal, kita. At nasa iyo ang tanging pag-asa. Asahan mo,
Dalangin ko tuwing na minamahal
tanging minamahal
Okay. We are back.
We are back. Let's go!
Let's go.
Let's
Sir
go,
Gabo.
man. Let's go!
Okay.
All right.
Weird.
Wow!
Okay.
All right.
Grabe ang taas ng energy ni Sir Gabo, no? So anong masasabi mo sa first round ng ating intro, Bakbakan?
What a